Yo, what is good, YouTube? JLockEmUp here. Today, we're going to look at this playmaking shot creator build. I'm going to give you guys two main attribute distribution choices and give you guys a couple of variants based on your guys' playstyle and what badges that you may want. So we're going to choose this green and yellow pie chart that are equal in size. After that, we're going to choose the top physical pie chart just because it has the most speed and acceleration. As a point guard that is a dribbler, you're going to want to be as fast as you can. So before you do anything to this build, you're going to want to set it up just like how I have it here. I believe it's going to be really important this year to have some sort of defense. I know last year some people started the year off with making like builds that had one badge, and they quickly regretted it with how easy it is to score on people that just have nothing dumped into their stats. And next year, I think it's going to be even more important with them putting in more defensive animations and just how the developers have been talking about how defense is going to matter even more in this coming up year. After that, we're going to move on to our first build choice, but it's going to sacrifice our finishing ability some. It's because last year, this play shot build, he dunked to some degree, but wasn't very consistent. And if you're really smart and you know how to use the stick and you know what animations to trigger, you are not even going to need the driving dunk. Yes, you don't have any finishing badges, but if you're smart around the rim, that shouldn't be a big issue. And with our extra attributes, we're going to dump some into our playmaking, our shooting, and we're going to get some into our defense. Now for defense, I am going to lean towards putting my stats and interior defense first, always, because if someone just goes up to you and press square, if you have no interior defense, it's going to go in almost no matter what. I know point guards don't have much, but unless you're playing like stage or you know who you're playing with, you're not going to be around the rim much. I will put up interior defense. Offensive rebound, as a point guard, you don't need much. And I personally put up block because I play one-on-ones a lot, and that's just going to help me out just a tiny bit. It doesn't matter really. You can choose either your block or your offensive rebound for your extra stats to get you up to 8 defensive badges. All right, guys, after that, we have a decision to make, and that is the height. For this particular build and attributes, I recommend going in between 6'2" and 6'4". The reason for that is if you go above 6'4", your ball handle drops below 85, and when you reach 99.9, it will not be 90. And the shooting does not get affected at all. That is completely due to the wingspan. For me, myself in particular, I like being a taller build. I'm going to put on the screen the differences for your acceleration and speed between each inch. And it is not that big of a difference. It's pretty much plus or minus whatever direction you go by 1. At 6'2", you get 99 speed and acceleration. And at 6'4", it is 98 speed and 97 acceleration. To me, -1 and -2 for speed and acceleration is not that big of a difference, and the extra 2 inches is going to help me out with just contesting and a whole lot of things. So that's the reason why I like being taller in 2K. And for our weight, we're going to always choose the minimum. So now for the wingspan, I'm going to go with the minimum at 99.9. I will have a 96 3-pointer, and for a build that's able to dribble the ball, that is amazing. I want to be able to shoot the ball as best as I can. And for takeover, there's really two choices that I personally make. It's either the sharpshooting takeover or the shot creating one. Remember that your ball control affects your speed with ball. And with the shot creator, you get more animations like ankle breakers, and you're able to just fade away like crazy. Some like the spin jumpers and the fades are really, really hard to contest. And that's what I go with my build personally. But you can't go wrong with either the sharp or the shot creator. They're both really good. Next is on to the badges. The finishing badge doesn't matter too much, so I just choose Slithery Finisher. This is why I like this build a lot. As for the shooting, it doesn't feel like it's going to be too much badges where I'm almost wasting points. and it doesn't feel like it's going to be too little where I'm almost handcuffed in choosing what badge to pick. I feel like I have enough badges to do what I want. So I'm going to go Green Machine, Dead-Eye, Range Extender, and Hot Zone Hunter on Hall of Fame, pretty much for sure. After that, it's going to be a combination between Volume Shooter, Difficult Shots, and Corner Specialist. And that's just depending on how the game is. Last year, Difficult Shots wasn't too good. It felt the same whether you had it on or off. But if that badge matters more this year, I'm definitely going to put it on Gold or Hall of Fame. And I really do like that Corner Specialist so that you can fade towards the corners, and it just helps you out so much. For the playmaking badges, again, it's going to heavily depict on how they act within the game. For sure, I'm going to have Quick First Step, Handles for Days, and either Floor General or Dimer. The Unpluckable badge, this is going to depend on how easy it is to get the ball stolen from me. Needle Threader, Bailout, Bronze to help me out with passes, and Ankle Breaker, Space Creator, especially when I get that Shot Creator takeover. For defensive badges, I'm going to put Clamps, Intimidator on Gold, and just to pick them between Pick Dodger and Pickpocket. Hopefully, Pick Dodger works actually this year, and I might put that on Silver or potentially Gold. All right, guys, on to a variation with the same attribute starting off as we just looked at. If that finishing kind of scares you and you want to be able to dunk a little bit, here's what you can do. You can take down some of the defense to get down to like 7 or 6 badges, and take down the shooting some to get to about 17, 18, and put the rest into driving dunk, and post hook or standing dunk either doesn't really matter too much. So that you finish off with 3 finishing, 18 shooting, 24 playmaking, and 7 defense. I'm going to put comparisons on the screen so you can see the different stats and badge differences between each of the builds. So for the heights for this one, I'm going to go with the same 6'4". I would actually recommend you be a little bit taller than the previous 6'2", because you have the ability to dunk now, and every inch will help you out there. So guys, for the wingspan, I'm still going to go minimum wingspan for this. I wouldn't mind going up or staying the same so you can get that 70 driving dunk when you hit 99.9. I still want to shoot the best to my ability. I am still a shooting build, and I'm still going to choose my Shot Creator takeover. For the badges now, it's looking mostly the same. You could do a Bronze, Acrobat, Slithery, and Contact or Consistent Finisher, but for me, I'm just going to go strictly Gold, Slithery. For the shooting badges, I'm still going to go my Dead-Eye, Green Machine, Range Extender, and Hot Zone Hunter. But since I have a little bit less shooting badges, I am going to do a Bronze Corner Specialist and Bronze Difficult Shots. With the playmaking, I'm doing the same exact thing as I did last time. And for the defense, pretty much the same exact thing, except I'm just taking off Pickpocket. So for our last one, guys, this is going to be more of a slashing focus for this build. So I'll start out the same exact thing that you have been doing. The difference now is that we're going to upgrade our driving dunk, max out our post hook with a couple into standing dunk to get up to 8 finishing badges. I'm still going to upgrade my defense a little bit to go to 7 defensive. And my playmaking sticks right at 21. So for this build, I would aim to be a little bit taller, in between 6'4" and 6'5", just due to the fact that it's going to help me out with my driving dunks. And I'm still not going to be much slower, if at all. Wingspan. For wingspan, I would stick right at default. Reason for that is that when I'm 99.9, I will have a 70 driving dunk, above 93, and right at a 90 ball handling. Go any higher, your ball handlers go down. Go any lower, and your driving dunk will start to go down. So that's why I went with neutral. All right, guys, for this build with the extra slashing, I'm going to go with Gold Contact, Gold Slithery, Bronze Consistent, and Giant Slayer. I could easily add in Acrobat or mess around with fancy footwork there. For the shooting badges, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Deadeye, Green Machine, Range Extender, and Hot Zone Hunter from my last bronze badge. I'm going to stick with Bronze Volume Shooter. For the playmaking badge, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Floor General, Handles for Days, Quick First Step, and Unpluckable. I'm going to go with Bronze Needle Threader and Bailout, and I'm going to choose between Space Creator and Ankle Breaker depending on how they both feel. And for my defensive badges, again, I'm going to go with Gold Clamps Intimidator with Bronze Pick Dodger. So there you go, guys. There is 3 different variations that you guys can choose from, and you can tweak it just for your playstyles. For me, guys, it's really close between the non-slashing one and the slashing one where I get 8 badges. But I think I'm going to go with the 1 finishing so that I can shoot the lights out. But I think I'm going to go with 1 finishing just for the extra shooting badges. And I'm going to make him 6'4" with a minimum wingspan. That's going to be my first build here in 2K21. If you guys enjoyed the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/JLockEmUp. Any other builds that you guys want, please leave down in the comments. Thank you guys for coming out. Until next time, peace.